Once again, a warm welcome back to Flims, Switzerland. 10 teams became 4 and now only 3 left, still competing for that gold medal. We are in the Waldhaus Arena as usual, and it's time for the semi-final. In the women's section, it's Sweden playing Korea for the final spot in the gold medal game, and our featured game is going to be between Norway and Switzerland. Norway finished top of the standings and had a 1-2 page playoff against Scotland. They lost it and will be playing Switzerland that beat Canada in that 3-4 game. Take a look at the final standings in the round robin. It was Norway on top, 7 wins. And then Scotland, Canada, Switzerland and Italy on 6 and 3. Switzerland lost to Norway, Scotland and Canada in the round robin, the other top playoff teams. And wonder if Norway is going to be able to collect their good memories and beat them again today. You see the playoff there. Scotland straight to the final. Norway drops down to the semi-final, and there you see it. They will be playing Switzerland. Winner will go to the final, and the loser will play Canada for the bronze. Same for the women. Canada already in the gold medal game. They will play the winner between Korea and Sweden. The loser between that game will drop down to the bronze medal game against Russia. Teams are lined up. Ready to start, and
Norway's lineup for this game is lead Gauten Epsa. Martin Sessaker will come in as second. Markus Skogvold third, and Eirik Mjøen is skip. Wilhelm Næss is off from our previous game, is on the bench now with coach Stein Mellemseter.
And for Switzerland, Patrick Witschonke playing lead. Romano Meyer will be at second position. Yannick Schwaller playing third, and Reto Keller throwing fourth stones. The alternate is Mikael Probst and team coach Erik Nyffenegger. There you see. Norway, they will have hammer because they come from that 1-2 page playoff game, and Switzerland will be throwing the yellow stones when we get started. Next to me, as always, I am lucky to have once more Sander Rølvåg.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, teams are just waiting for the umpire to tell them sliders may be cooled, but please no practice lines. Or is it just practice lines?
Well, maybe taken? They've already had their practice. It seems.
I think the next message is games will start in 1 minute. Practice slides may be taken.
Thank you, Lord.
There we are.
You have it right. You would think you've seen this before, Sander.
Yeah. I don't know why I was on about on that first call. Right, so practice slides are taken. We're less than 1 minute away from our first shot of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see this game. We did see Norway put a lot of stones in play against Scotland. Quite an aggressive game, and I think they just struggled with a couple of setup shots. Didn't quite get them in the right position, and Scotland was really able to take advantage. But then again, Switzerland just comes off a really defensive game against Canada. So interesting to see what kind of tactics they will use. It is win or go away now. Norway with a second chance, and for Switzerland it was like that. Well, third game in a row. They came off the tiebreakers against Italy, then beat Canada, and now here they are. And it is Patrick Wittschonke to get the game started.
Yeah, a bit of a lineup change for Switzerland. They've been swapping a little bit this week. Also a lineup change for Norway. Flims on the bench for this game. He was playing second in our previous game. Had a few struggles, but also lead Gauten Epstad. Wasn't quite able to find the perfect spot for his lead stones every end. So struggled a little bit with that. Norway had to set up shots, but also skip Eirik Mjøen wasn't spot on with his draw weight. Didn't make enough good shots really to for Scotland to make the hard ones themselves. Although the Scottish boys did look pretty good.
Yeah, they were definitely very solid this morning. Or morning, it was lunchtime. And Scotland, they did elect to play the centre guard with their first. Switzerland took theirs in the ring, so we are seeing a pretty open end. Could maybe be a good way for the Norwegian front end for Gauten Epstad to make sure that he can start off with two fairly simple and easy shots, get your confidence, and also when you brought your alternate player onto the team, it's good for him to have a clean and good start as well. Second player, Romano Meyer.
Martin Sessaker comes on to play second. Didn't play the 1-2 game. It's probably nice for him also to just play a few simple shots here in the first end, just to get going.
Yeah, the coach said when you have 5 good players, you can always make good use of all of them. Sessaker himself just said that he put a bit of money in, but I'm thinking that was a joke.
Well, Sessaker and this, they're kind of you kind of have the same personality somewhat. They were both very animated, smiling a lot, happy-go-lucky guys. So don't think the team chemistry would necessarily change too much. And again, they played with each other all types of lineups over the season, so they should know each other well. I think mostly Marcus and Eirik has been the steady back end, which is normal to see on a 5-man squad. Might swap up the front end somewhat, but always keep the back end solid. As we see Yannick Schwaller skipping third for Switzerland. The son of Christoph Schwaller, a very successful player himself. Remember the last time I saw him was playing the World Championships in 2010 in Cortina. Picked up a silver medal at the 2001 World Championships, losing it to Sweden in the final. So some experience there from his father. Markus Skogvold from Hamar, Norway. It's a bit of a mix, this team. A few guys from Oppdal in the mountains, and then a few players from Hamar, which is close not too far away from Oslo.
Both places big on curling?
Well, Oppdal is. It's there's a big community there. I think one year I heard there was as many as 80 like corporate teams.
That sounds fantastic.
Like corporate league teams.
Yeah.
It's not a big town either. So they've done a good job up there, and they have a rink, and it's been used quite well. I think their population is about 7,000. So
it's pretty good to squeeze out 80 teams.
I think at some point, like 1 out of 10 people in Oppdal was members of the club, meaning there was the city in the world, or the town in the world, with the most curling players per capita. So it's a good place. You might see lots of players come from there in the future.
Still an open end here, and I can tell you that it's exactly the same thing going on in the women's semi-final between Sweden and Korea.
Into skip rocks. It's Reto Keller for Switzerland.
He made such a beautiful shot to win the game in the extra end against Canada. He made the double to score 1 and win it.
That was an interesting shot. Made the double, just ticked the back window, and while the sweepers were putting their hand up in the air saying good shot, they ended up doing a double take. Looked back and wasn't quite sure if it was going to spill far enough, but surely did. Shooter stuck around the fill of the 8 foot. The other one squeezed maybe a foot further out. So we're in the semi-final here against skip Eirik Mjøen from Norway. The most experienced player on the sheet when it comes to the World Junior Curling Championships. He was an alternate in 2011, not coming on for a game, but played a number of games the year after in 2012 in Östersund. And he also skipped this very team last year in Sochi, ending up in 5th place at a record of 5-4, along with Italy, barely almost making the playoffs. Improved this year with a record of 7-2, 7 wins, 2 losses.
Yeah, we did say earlier the Norwegian men are still missing that gold medal from the World Juniors, so putting a lot of hope on these 4-5 young guys.
Yeah. Since World Juniors started in 1975, not a single gold medal for the Norwegian men's side. 1 silver, 4 bronze medals. As Norway's just going to blank this first end and keep the last on advantage, which they got since they came from the 1-2 page.
Start.
Yeah, no mistakes made. And the Norwegian guys were just talking about how quickly they played that end, and you know, it's going to be nice for them to have a few minutes to extra as they're playing a semi-final. So that's one of the positives by playing an open first end for both teams, really.
Yeah, get to know the ice, get to warm up a bit extra, and also get some more time. But I did hear them say corner guard though, so I think we might see some more stones in play now.
Yeah, I think so. The Norwegian team has been one of few teams that has been willing to put stones in play at least the first half of the game. We've seen a lot of open ends at the start of the games for at least the games we've been commentating on, and it's usually just only opened up after the halftime break. Well, every time I've been looking over at the Norway games, there's been stones in play, and seems to be working for them. And you know, having played aggressive games all the way through the week, they should be really ready to make some delicate shots here in the semi-final.
It's certainly a good thing that you don't have to change your style of play just because you get into the playoffs, but you're ready because they've been playing the more difficult shots all week. And the first end in the women's game is also blanked. It's Korea that has hammer now in the second end.
Yeah, well, that was quite an attacking 1-2 page we saw earlier. But as you mentioned, if you lose, you have a second chance, so it's easier to have a crack at it. Now in the semi-final, again, if you lose, gold medals out the window. So we might see a bit more of a defensive approach from the teams.
The centre guard comes up in a nice place, overcurls a bit, enables Norway to make a play from the outturn side, which is towards the corner guard.
So important to get these lead rocks in the right spot, just to get your team off to a good start. We saw Gaute struggle with his shots and 1-2 page, and Scotland really took advantage of it. Left him in a usable position.
Waar? Kijk in naar vriezen. Waar leg in met daar? Hier.
First call from Charles Irish to play a long guard.
Okay.
I think his team's asked to play corner freeze here, just come to the inside of the red.
Yeah, well, the last thing he did was point high up with his broom again, so...
Oh, was it?
Well, I'm not 100% sure. Could that be the guard again?
Calling it T-line though, so I don't think they're playing the guard. But still, T-line's a bit heavy for the freeze on the top red. Gotta make sure to get some good angles here. Sits right on the nose. Not terrible, but the red is that yellow-red combination just certainly lined up down towards the shot zone.
Yeah, and the red one will probably might also roll out towards the corner guard.
Martin Sesakir. First delicate shot here. Looking pretty close. And he's done that quite well. Does he stick the shoot or does he spin in? Not sure. I don't really know if he could have done a whole lot better. Be a nice bonus if that red one's in the house. Was able to squeeze the yellow one out in the open as well.
Okay.
And it looks like the red is in.
Yeah, because they are playing the double. It's not the easiest double, it's quite flat.
You're going to play some big way here to be able to move that second one. But if anything, just roll in here.
Oh,
it's going to be really thin.
Just enough to hit it.
See more and more people coming in for the semi-final now.
Ha fart til T-line, du. La Kosterand ta splitten.
Good comment by Eirik Mjøen. We were maybe looking to split the reds, I think. I just told him to play T-line and then the sweepers can do the rest for him.
Yeah, it's good. We've seen a couple of overthrows from a lot of teams when it's taps and splits and such.
Oh, this one's really nice. Taps are around back of tee, but still gets some separation here. One in behind the corner guard.
Die freeze is perfect. It's good.
And of course it is risky for Switzerland to leave two reds in play when they don't have hammer. But if they can make a good draw down here, get it buried to the backing, it's going to sit fairly good for them. Important draw for Yannick Schwalle.
Yeah, I think maybe the biggest success formula for Norway has been taking risks. They've played a few shots where they leave the opponent a good chance to come out of the situation, but often those shots are difficult and they force mistakes from their opponent, and sometimes they're really able to pounce on it. This time Schwaller makes a good one, but might be a double on.
Yeah, I would have loved to just be a bit deeper with that to make sure that this shot isn't available.
Very easy to jam this one though. Markus Skogvold has been looking pretty solid with his hits, especially the run backs. Seems to be close every time. Was a bit unlucky against Scotland. The 1-2 page had a few run backs, that was just jammed. Actually oversweeps that one there. It's a bit of a missed line call by the skip, but leaves the shooter around. So 3 reds in there. Something the Swiss have to might be concerned about.
And if they choose to draw around here, which I believe they have to be really careful not to come down and leave a double.
Okay. Gleich sei's.
It's good to see that Schwaller's not running scared here. You might see some teams start panicking, heading the red ones, but again, just more important to play a good shot yourself here and force your opponent to make a mistake. Playing a hit and roll here is so much more difficult than just placing this one with a draw.
Yeah, and there are already 3 red ones in the rings. I think if you play the hit, you might just be giving up 2 for sure. At least this way you might force or even steal. But it's not risk-free. He needs to pull out a good one. And comes all the way down this time, but still not in a great angle, and I wonder if Norway can make the double. Freeze will still be available, but ooh.
Yeah, a double here might be lying 4. As you say, the reds will be most likely in behind tee, and a freeze could be played by Switzerland, but you hate to be freezing against 4 if you're the 4th player, Reto Keller. Put some pressure on here, Switzerland. Got to be close.
One.
There we go. Super shot. Doesn't slide too far back either with the shooter here. Stays on the tee line. And Switzerland's got to make a bold decision here. Play the freeze. I think you have to. All the reds are pretty much in behind cover too. You can't really play a double anywhere. You could play the run back, but that's too risky. Pick that off. Norway's drawn to like 5.
It's not going to look pretty for Reto Keller as he sits down in the hack. But need to just take a very deep breath. Aim for the broom. Play the right weight. And nail it. Oh, and seems to be hanging a bit wide. Also coming down though.
Saying the line's good. Do the sweepers have the weight down? Gotta glue this one on.
Looks good, but
That's a really nice shot. Reto Keller under big pressure here.
Eller den der, hvis du føler deg jævla rå i dag.
Nei, det blir siste.
Ja, men kjør rett meg.
Yeah, looking to run back here.
yep, you'd rather play it if you're Norway. Just play this straight down and pick the yellow off. If you don't make it, open up. Leave a shot for your last.
Yeah, enough weight with this shot. You're gonna spill the yellow almost anyway. But you might stick the guard though. Pretty much nose out here inside. Big weight. On the sweep. Right away. Is it there?
Oh,
Oh, look at that. Does spill one red, but gets the double. Should be happy by that.
yeah, that's a great result. I mean, gets rid of one of the reds. It's not the end of the world. I mean, they're still sitting 3 and they're all spread out.
Jeg forventet at den skulle gå litt rettere.
Yeah.
And
I think you might say a hit and roll here for Switzerland.
yeah, they were looking at the draw, but it's way too risky. Would still leave a run back and can't really risk losing a 4. That even if we're playing 10 ends, you can't afford that at any point of the game.
Yeah, we say sometimes that we like to say them play the draw rather than the hit and roll, but right in this spot I think I'd be playing the hit and roll. It's not the longest roll. There's a lot of cover, 2 guards in front there, and even if you make the draw perfect, could be a run back for 4. So taking one red off here, not too bad. But I thought the last thing he pointed to was nice control way here. Will he get the roll in? He rolls.
Very good.
There we go. Oh, that's. Oh, if that shot's stone, that's pretty much as well as he could have done that, because he's in behind the top red as well.
What a shot to save the end. I think Norway pointing at the red, thinking their shot, but even just getting away with losing a 2 here isn't a bad result.
Yeah, if you just roll half a foot shorter there, I don't really see how Norway can get at it with it being in behind the red, stone in the house. But yeah, lucky, or I wouldn't say lucky, played a few good shots here, Switzerland. But a 2 on the board would certainly taste good for Norway. Last stone of the second, a draw for 2, needs filled 8 foot. I guess he hasn't played a draw yet. And they had first practice, so I'm not sure if he has the weight down. Sweeper's on it really hard. But I think...
You think?
I thought it was going to be good enough, but it doesn't look like it.
No, I think that's well short.
Pulled up in the end there.
That's a get out of jail for Switzerland for sure. Ending up only giving Norway the 1. And at the same time, Bellavrano is attempting a double against Korea. They're sitting 2, and they also have last stone in the second end.
There's a guard in the way, so just controlled weight here. Ah, Rex on the guard.
Yeah, Korea's going to draw for 3. Or, yeah, they might need to tap a red one back, but a pretty straightforward stone for 3 for Korea. We'll let you know what happens.
So just heard the Norwegian boys talking. Markus Skogvold, my skip, just said, well, you know, we're getting our chances here, so we're just gonna keep it going. And I think what Norway should do is maybe not be too aggressive without the hammer, just maybe try and force Switzerland to take the run, and then they can start a bit of offense again, maybe in the 4th end with last stone. It's all about picking your spots, well-timed aggression. Don't want to be leaving too many stones in play if you don't have the last stone advantage.
No, we saw Switzerland definitely not afraid of leaving stones in play, and got a little lucky to get away with it, but expect them to keep putting stones in play as Korea just scored 3 in the second end against Sweden.
Well, made a really nice roll at Reto Keller with his last shot. Forced Norway to the 2. Short draw leaves Norway only scoring 1. Vitronke with the in-turn draw.
Sweeper's not looking too happy.
No, heavy, and it's all the way through the rings. Nice chance for Norway to take good use of the free guard zone here, come around their guard. Both these teams was playing on the European Junior Tour, playing the Oslo, the Junior Tour in Oslo, and Thun here in Switzerland. Not really making those top finishes. There was a few other junior teams making those that we haven't seen, and that didn't make it to the Worlds. So it's clear that there's plenty of good junior teams out there.
Yeah, there are for sure, and we're also seeing what I think is really great, some very good play amongst different countries as well. I think the field is getting more and more even, so more good teams and well, more broad good teams as well.
A better draw this time from Vitronke.
Yeah, absolutely locks it on. Still behind the T-line, Norway can come after. Martin Sesaker. Some really nice board weight in the second end. Now needs a good freeze.
Played the last 2 round robin games, if I'm not mistaken, against Sweden and Italy. Martin Sesaker. Wilhelm Ness playing the first 7. So he has played a few games. This is a nice draw. Not all the way down frozen, but much better leaving that 2 feet short and coming up 2 feet heavy.
Yeah, finds some good line, gets it partially buried.
So Switzerland maybe just going to bail out here, take the centre guard off. Romano Mai. Not sure if they were looking for the run back or actually just maybe the hit and roll off the centre guard.
Yeah, I think they would really like to keep the shooter as a corner.
Has done that exceptionally well. That's kind of a tough shot to pull off. See it very often. See those. Sometimes I see those shots called, but very often they're missed. Often on the safe side, maybe rolling out. But dares to go for it. Keeps that in play. Bit of a danger stone for Norway. Don't want to leave it there. They're going to hit this one and roll back.
So with the corner guard in play, Switzerland could have played that one with a bit less weight to make sure that they get the roll and keep 2 stones in the rings. They could have been sitting one frozen and one behind the corner guard.
Okay.
Just maybe threw a bit too much at that. Soccer just going to try and, oh sorry, Marcus Skogvold of course. Just going to try and switch places here. Get rid of the backing and sit on top of the yellow himself. Really important to keep the line right. And that's a really nice shot.
Ett tapp. Riktigt upp. Men så åter tapp. Okej, ja, det stämmer. Jag vet inte. Bra. Det är med det. Inget. Ding is echt tijd. Nee, is zo. En de gratis is niet. Inget zo. Also inget zo. Goed. Goed. Verdoor. Dag.
And I think Switzerland are just going to tap this back, try and keep both of the yellows in play, but make sure that the situation is now no longer locked red onto yellow. Finesse shot for the skip, Yannick Schwaller. And they really need to work to keep the line on this. I think they might have done enough. The question is, how much weight did he play? And a nice one. Even enough to keep the yellow in the rings, I believe.
Yeah, pretty nice, and has a good angle there. To play the hit on the top yellow, that red's not going down onto the back one. Looking to see if there's any drag here. The thing is, there's so much friction between the stones because of the striking band that if you hit this on the right hand side, I think the red one's going to drag to the left. Now the striking bands are quite thin. There's not a whole lot of drag in the yellow ones, even maybe a fraction on the right hand side. Is it?
We'll find out. It's hard to see.
So you've got to catch this one thin. I'm not sure if you think you might get the drag. Top one though, does that go? Yeah, does get the drag, but yeah, I don't think that top one's ever moving.
No, and they hit that pretty thin as well.
Yeah, it's so deadly frozen on that top yellow. And as I said, just a fraction on the wrong side of where he wanted to play that one.
Yeah, so now Yannick Schwaller can draw behind the corner guard. It is a red one, but still very usable. Come round, sit 2.
Voor de 4. Voor de 4. Linie goed. Voor de 4. Moest voor de 4. Linie goed. Linie goed. Linie zeer goed. Wow.
You just need to keep this in front of the T-line. If it's deep, could leave a double.
No, it is deep. And that will leave a double. Not sure. Didn't need to sweep that one. Could have kept it higher. Would have left maybe an easier angle.
Gå for dobbelen, eller? Ja. Okay. Eller pil, ja.
So he will try the double, but even if he makes it, there will be a chance for Switzerland to come around the corner guard. And might set up for 2 anyway.
Yeah.
Problem with not making the double here, meaning if he hits the first yellow and rolls out somehow, Switzerland again could come around the corner guard, set 2, being then buried.
Yeah, but even if he just makes a really good roll here, Erik Mjøen could take away the deuce for Switzerland.
Yeah, with this weight, it's easy to roll over the top.
Ooh. He's
He
got it.
doesn't. Gets it. Just enough to punch that second yellow out. Really nice shot. Out turn. Big weight. Will catch a piece, but as mentioned, leaves the corner guard in play. Only problem for Switzerland though, as the guard is red and it's pretty close to the house, so even if they make a good draw here, Erik Mjøen could be running it back. Already lying 1 on the back of the house. Could force Switzerland to take their 1 here. So can't be too high in the house, make the run back short. Don't want to be too deep. Will allow the freeze to be played.
I think they're electing giving Norway a freeze.
Yeah, well, this one might be in the open. They're trying to sweep that at the end to finish it off, try and get it buried. I wonder if it's a bit in the open. Seems like it.
It is, yeah. Well, they went for it. Could have gone for the blank there. Now looks like they're gonna need to draw for 1.
Yeah, wants to stick around here. He's going to play it pretty soft weight at this yellow. Maybe just a hack board weight. Calling this one heavy board. A bit more than intended. Waiting for the curl now. Remember, Switzerland wasn't able to curl on this spot. Reto Keller. Maybe the same for Norway. Not even close to that yellow one. Just overthrew that one. And just looking at Reto Keller's first draw, seemed like maybe a bit of a straight spot.
Yep, in the second end there was Norway with the draw for 2. Came out short, only got the 1, and now instead Switzerland has a chance at getting a 1-point lead if they can just get all of this in the rings. No problem. Bring it all the way down to the forefoot, and it's a 2 on the board for Switzerland.
Sehr gut. Top 5. Das ist hervorragend sein. Ja. Ja. So, der zweite Nummer kann man es gucken. Ja. Vor 4, 3 oder vor 12.
Now, if you have a question for us, anything you would like to know, if you have a comment about our broadcast or anything, just go on Twitter, put in hashtag WJCC2014 or find us on Facebook. Just try and find our page, World Junior Curling Championships, and just whatever it is, we'll try to answer.
Of course, and what I can answer is that the Swedish girls picked up 1 in the third end. They were sitting 2 for quite a while, but Korea made a really nice double and managed to force the 1. So Korea up 3-1. They also have hammer in the fourth end.
Good, T-line. 4. Nur bis 4. Schauen. Switch. Switch. Bis 4.
So comes in to the top of the 8 here. Good chunky. Norway surely putting up the corner guard here.
5.
Chasing the game somewhat. 1 down.
Ingenting.
Want to score 2 back.
3.
Yeah, a bit frustrated for Norway. I mean, they had that second end where it looked like they were going to score big, and they were able to put a lot of pressure on in the third end as well. End up losing a deuce.
Yeah, everyone knows how that feels though. Just need to shake it off and focus. Another 7 ends ahead of this game.
You just stay positive. I mean, they are making a lot of shots. They are really putting the pressure on. Just have some patience and wait for it to pay off. Guess it normally does. But you gotta give it to Swiss. They're really making some great shots as well.
T-line. T-line. Tee up. Tee up. Whoa.
Tried to get that one all the way around. Will chip off and roll in behind the corner guard. And the possibility for Norway to start moving the play out to the right hand side of the sheet as you see it there.
Du kan bare prøve å rulle så ligge der. Ikke dytt den. Du må ha 10 kanskje.
No double. Didn't really need to go for the double either. Leaves the red one in, well, quite a nice position.
Kan je zo? Ja,
It's
zeker
a
daar.
good roll.
Also. Daar.
And now center is wide open. Switzerland's going to roll behind the guard. And, well, it's certainly not very complicated for Norway. They should be able to generate some kind of score out of this.
Jævlig dårlig guard. Ja, det 12 da.
Chance to roll behind the corner. But a bit wider out than we have seen them play so far in the game. Better watch out for some fresh pebble. Could grab a bit of extra curl. Oh, and rolls a bit too far. It's still quite wide open though.
Switzerland lying to, and kind of tricky to get in behind the corner guard here for Norway. Could play a hit and roll off this one by the corner guard and roll there. Yeah, kind of just open up the draw around the corner. If anything, Switzerland plays a hit on it, you could come around. But also nice just to roll in front of the yellow, makes it a little more difficult for Switzerland to play a takeout. Working this one really hard, Sesakir and Skogvold. Gets it, doesn't roll quite in front of the yellow, but good shot nonetheless.
Yeah, rolls to center line and groups them together, so should either be able to come around the corner or get a double on their next. Yeah, gets it on the nose, but Norway can go for the roll behind the corner, and doing so, well, they might be able to spill both yellows.
Hanging out there. This one's not going to be sticking around. Looking for the hit on the corner guard here and roll in. Just make sure Norway doesn't have any offensive tools.
I would really like to get this one in the rings as well. Could also force a one. And now, just waiting for this to stick around. He's done a great job.
Yeah, setting two. I think we might see Norway have a crack at the double here. And probably going to go for to blank the end here. No setup to score two here. It's pretty thin. Should be close. Actually catches that one too thin.
Yeah, that was very, very thin, not far away. At least gets it to the center line. I mean, Switzerland's not going to be able to completely split the rings.
No, there should be a double on almost either way. What Switzerland needs to try and do here is just get a really steep angle on the double. Probably just 3 feet out to the side of the yellow. I'm about top 8, top 12. Looking good for line. Sweepers seem happy. This one's going to settle down just at the top of the 8. That's a pretty perfect angle, I would think.
Yeah, it's so steep. If you want to make the double, you almost want to make it off the high side, and then you'd roll out for sure.
Yeah, I want to slash this one. Even a slash here is kind of thin. Don't think they're playing the slash though. Just terms say 15, meaning 15 seconds from hog line to T line. just a controlled weight. So probably just looking to hit the first yellow and again just roll towards the center in front of the other one. Hoping maybe for a mistake from the Swiss.
We'll just get to nose though, so Reto Keller can just nose this back to force the one.
Nee, roll is good.
As the Swedish girls are desperately trying to get a draw into a house just full of yellows, and Bellavrano has just made it to the button. And from where we're sitting, can't really see if it's buried or not, but it's a house with 4 yellows now, 3 reds and 1 center guard. Korea's got 2 shots left to play and Sweden 1, so we'll get back to you still in the 4th game in the 4th end between the women.
Working this really hard to keep this one around. Nope, gonna spin out, so unforced error.
Yeah,
by
they were
Reto
lucky
Keller.
to even hit that.
So the blank is on now for Norway. Gonna look to hit this yellow one, run away. And if he makes this one, we won't have a score in the 4th end. Norway will keep the last one advantage.
Yep, last stone of the 4th end, it's Eirik Mjøen. Going for the blank, just keeping it clean, looks good. And it is good. So blank in the 4th end. It's still Switzerland with a 1-point lead, 2-1 after 4.
Big shot coming down from Korea, trying to pick the shot just played by Isabella Verano. Doesn't make it, jams it, and it seems like Sweden's lying short stone now in the back of the 4, in behind a whole bundle of stones. I'm not sure if Korea has a shot to score more than 1 even before Sweden throws their last one. Again, hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah, we're 5 sheets away, but doing the best we can. Know that there are a bunch of Swedes watching back home, really wanting the updates, and all they see Norwegian and Swiss boys. But of course, we are very happy to be able to give you this game. It's been very tight and well played so far. A couple of interesting ends. The last one maybe a bit more open. And Norway neglecting the yellow stone in the rings. They don't want a blank. They want to score 2. With that first yellow a bit off center line, Yannick Schwaller is hesitating on putting up the guard, thinking maybe draw this into the rings, but they are going to put up a guard. Sweden guarded, and I think it's a draw for 1 for Korea. They are 2 points up, and they do have Hammer in the fourth end in their semi-final.
Ja, ja. Wow, wow, wow. Følg med. Yep, yep.
And early chance for Norway to get the roll behind the corner. This looks like a beauty by Gaute Nepstad. Might even have rolled a bit too far, but again, it's a good setup where it's not going to be clogged around the center anymore. It's just a one stone there, and forcing Switzerland now to go out wide.
You know, ta, ta.
Yep. 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 Whoa.
Okay.
And there's the mistake.
Yeah, Ove Karls ends up catching the corner guard. Again, if you're going to miss that shot, better missing that narrow than wide. And Norway's going to pull out a smart move here and just put up the corner guard again. Might be tempting to hit that yellow one to sit to, but so early in the end, you're just giving Switzerland so many chances at gathering the stones, and eventually might be playing a double. So just want to guard this a few times, make the move later in the end. You've seen it so many times. Teams have come into the end. Come into the house a bit too early and lost their momentum. But this guard's not really in the best spot. Had to curl a whole lot more to be even covering that red one at all.
Yeah, same shot available for Switzerland, but it's still not bad for Norway. It'll be two yellow stones spread out and still a corner guard. Still quite a nice setup to score two.
And rolls in behind the corner, but this leaves a bit of a pocket here for Norway. But he's going to play the hit and roll here, Norway. Doesn't quite get the roll. And Switzerland will be able to just hit this one and line two again. Just update you on the Sweden-Korea game. Sweden steals one in the fourth end. So after 4, Korea leads that game 3-2. And we'll have Hammer in the fifth end.
Yeah, left Korea quite a tricky draw on Kim's last, and they got away with the steal.
Fatty! Go! Easy. Miller 12. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Hard.
Oh, really curling. The roll will be good, but they needed it a bit further than that.
Bra. Wow, Tiap! Wow!
Wow! Wow!
Achtung!
Wow, nie.
A bit wide, but does hang around on the wing. It'll be easy to think that Norway will be forced to score on this end, so really needs to push further too. Gonna come around the corner guard here, freeze the yellow, I think.
Yeah, there's still not a big risk. I mean, the forefoot is wide open. Come around the guard.
Downside here has a freeze.
Schön, ja.
Might not get you the shot, Stone.
No, but even if it is an angle freeze, then Switzerland tries to get at it. Might roll off, might give them the blank.
Even tapping this one could be okay, but that actually comes around this one now. And we'll get shot, Stone. Maybe not too bad there, actually. Seems to be pretty buried.
Hva fikk du på tida?
It's a good line call to make that change.
Hæ? 85?
We'll see it's slightly in the open. Reto Keller should be able to come down with a heavy draw and just tap it out, I think. But
Yeah, but it's definitely not the easiest shot.
no, it's probably the toughest shot Switzerland has had to play in this end, that's for sure. I haven't really been able to force a mistake from the Swiss, the Norwegians. Might get it here.
Tiap!
Really calling on early.
Tiawas!
I think this is over curling. They're really going to need to work.
Oh, don't want to split their own yellow here.
No. Oh, and they have it by. Great work by Mayen and Wittschonke to even to avoid hitting the yellow.
Really nice. Sits 3 now.
Du må altså så hovedet her med din mus.
Ja.
Hovedet er
That's okay.
And Norway's left for the same shot, I guess. Same shot, meaning the freeze. Calling this one heavy, and the vice skipper saying there's room. That's not a good combination. Lines there now, he says, but sweeper's still not sweeping it. Don't want to bounce off here, but well, just going to sit side by side with the yellow. Very close, but just 10 inches heavy there.
And it's now going to be easier for Reto Keller.
Nee, nur backline. Hack.
You could, if they even roll a bit to the right, could make the draw
Ja, ik zijn er ook gang.
more difficult. Try and get Norway to play the hit instead, and really make them
Also, det får så vi
stick if they want to score one.
Wow, wow! Wow! Tiap!
Off at first, now on it.
Tee up.
Sweeping this one really hard. Now off again. Should be pretty close then.
Whoa.
Round the guard. On the red. Good shot by Rettekeller. Two nice ones to deny Norway a score of 2. Now they're left with a forfeit draw, facing 4. Remember, came up short with his draw for 2 in the second end. Was only able to nibble the 8-foot. Now needs this one even better. Needs a piece of the forfeit to score. Came up short against 2 in their game against Canada as well. Eirik Mjøen can't afford to make a mistake here. Nebstad and Sessaker on the sweep. Slight panic here.
Yes,
calling for
Skogvold up to
help.
help.
Oh no, can't be sure here. Could potentially be a steal of 4. Will it get there? Looking way short.
Oh dear.
And might be nibbling the rings, but surely that's not going to be enough. Look at this, 4 yellows. And Switzerland's going to move to a 6 shots to 1 lead. Wow.
Tough one for Norway.
Yeah, and they have to jump into the halftime break here. 5 points down, a lot better for the Swiss. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Well, teams will head off the ice for about 5 minutes, get a chance to talk to their alternate player, team coach, get a few snacks and a drink and maybe reset, especially Norway needs to pull out something special here to get back in the game.
Yeah, and then in the women's game, it is Sweden hitting to line 3. Korea has the last shot over there. They're still playing the 5th end, but down to skip rocks. Bella Brano made it. Korea still with 2 stones to go. And we will update you on that score. Once we get back, we're having a couple of minutes break. We'll be back just before the other half of the game with some highlights.
So we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from the first 5 ends of this semi-final in the men's competition between Switzerland and Norway. First end was blanked. Eirik Mjøen with a draw for 2 after a big end. Could have been so much more, but comes up short even for the 2. Reto Keller made a really nice roll to save the end for the Swiss, and they're lucky it's only 1 for the Norwegians. In the third, Reto Keller has left a draw for 2. No problems there, finds the forfeit, and Switzerland in the lead after 3 ends. Another blank in the fourth, and then Norway was left a draw against 4. Eirik Mjøen has come up short a few times already this week. Does it again. Big sweep from the whole team, barely gets it there. It's a steal of 4 for Switzerland as they grab a 6 shots to 1 lead, and Norway's going to have to do something special. 6th end, off and away here. Patrick Wittronke, the lead for Switzerland. Surely just going to put this one in the house, no need for guards, and you'd expect the Swiss to put on the defensive gear here and really hit everything red. And can't see them wanting to leave too many stones around it either. Even back a tee here, no biggie. As just mentioned that Korea was forced to take a 1 in the 5th end, so they're still in the lead, 4 shots to 2 as they head into the halftime break. Gaute Nepstad, lead for Norway, has been a lot better in this game, I think, than in the 1-2 game against Scotland. But although the lead stones are important, you got to say those last stones for the skip is maybe slightly more important.
Well, they're definitely going to have a bigger outcome, as well, Eirik Mjøen just hasn't really found his draw weight.
No, I said it just before he played. Came up short for the draw for 2 in the second. Remember, after leading the game over Canada big time, Baden Calvert made that amazing angled run double to score 2. And after that, Eirik Mjøen came up short, gave away a steal of 2. That was one of the 2 games they ended up losing. And here, just need a forfeit, a nibble of the blue, of the red circle. Couldn't make it, and yeah, really struggling now.
Yeah, it's quite a long way back when you're 5 points down, even though there's still 5 ends to go.
Just heard Vice Skip Markus Skogvold in the halftime break saying, well, we just have to go for it now. We have nothing to lose. Just fire all cylinders, and I guess they just have to take as much risk as they can here. If they would give up another 4, doesn't really matter. Score doesn't really matter in curling, I think. It's all about winning or losing.
Yeah, that is true.
So could look tough for these boys to grab the first Norwegian men's gold. Norway's never won the competition on the men's side. Although have won it once on the women's side. It was Glenn Gitmark that won the gold in 2004. It was in Quebec in Canada, in a town I'm not going to try and pronounce.
Well, you can surely pronounce the name of this player, Sesaker.
Martin Sesaker. Although he's from Oppdal, they have a different dialect, you might want to say it differently. You never know.
No, it sounds very good to me though. Coming down to these yellows. Friesen could maybe even tap back to create a pocket, and he's just going to lock it on. It's a really nice shot.
Yeah, pretty nice, although a bit of an angle. Should be able to blast this one out, I think.
Great, down or go.
Sure, you might take off a yellow, but they're just going to go for the corner guard. Sensible call, really, because you know Norway's going to have to make a play into the forfeit here, and when they do, they might leave their stones gathered, and then they might just get a double attempt. So taking off the corner guard here, you might see Norway just replace that one. Not sure if it's worth coming into the forfeit already.
No, that would leave the stones so close together. Even if it's hard to remove that red right now, you don't want to give them too many attempts. So coming down to freeze the back one, it's also quite tricky because there is an angle between the red and the yellow, so, well.
Martin Sesaker and Markus Skogvold on the right here played the Youth Olympic Games together in Innsbruck, Austria, 2012. I was looking to freeze this back yellow. Does it fairly well. Slight tap.
Ja, scheiße.
Nee, weg mit dem Zeug. Weg, hier.
Der bleibt einfach, der bleibt immer.
Egal. Oh, willst du direkt gerade auf den, oder?
Hilft schon. Vielleicht kannst du es noch ein bisschen bewegen, das ist nicht ein Freeze.
Also, finde ich gut.
Ist gut?
Hier, zack.
Ja.
I think whatever you do here, whatever way you want to throw this one, make sure you throw really hard.
Make sure you get some things moving.
Yeah.
Even if, sorry.
No, yeah, just get the back red. Even if you're tight here, you get the top red.
Yeah, it'd be quite nice to come to the inside of the red, because that way they could even spill their own yellow to the side and make sure that the top red isn't as frozen on.
Yeah, good point there. And might be what Schwaller's looking for exactly. Didn't quite squeeze that one far enough, but removes one red.
Yeah, leaves a pocket.
Antak den igjennom! Så jeg synes jeg skal legge garden der, sånn. Cirka. Eller her. Hva tror dere? Må ha en gard for å snakke om skal vi legge garden opp her, eller skal vi legge den opp her?
Ja, de klarer ikke å skvise den igjennom. Nei. Så blir det vel her, da.
Ja. Enig. Enig.
Ja. Det er ikke aktuelt å fryse eller noe.
Hæ?
Det er ikke aktuelt å fryse.
Nei, legg opp en dobbel en plass.
Jeg legger garden for den, da.
Legg garden her, Gaute. Ja, det er uansett en jam.
So playing the guard here. Markus Skogvold. And just be trying to keep Switzerland occupied, peeling off stones in front of the rings again and wait to make a play in the forfeit. try to make it as difficult as possible for Switzerland to remove 2.
Wenn sie 2 machen, ist doch gleich. Das ist einfach, könnte schief gehen, aber natürlich okay. Wenn er hier trifft, so.
Nase.
Well, I want to score 2 here in Norway,
Da geht
but
schon.
even if you score 2,
Ich finde einfach nur das Ding ist,
you're gonna have to do a lot to get back in the game. You know, normal recipe for success is take 2, give 1, take 2. Norway do that, out the game. It's not enough.
No, they're gonna
You
need
could take 3 at some point or steal.
yeah, I think they should probably go for 2 here and then just try and steal away the rest of the game. It's gonna be hard.
Nog een beetje weniger.
was weniger.
Ja, nur ein bisschen.
Okay, so we're gonna try and or are they just taking off the guard?
Zieh ab!
Yannick Schwaller, skip for Switzerland. Just peeling the guard just played by Skogvold. And, a nice job doing so. And on the sheet right next to us, the game between Sweden and Korea. It is Korea sitting 1, now behind the 2 guards. Sweden came up short with a draw, so Korea now drawing to sit 2 buried.
Jeg venter litt på linje. Hva er igjen? Rolig, rolig. Kanskje ta den litt? Rolig. Ja. Han! Ok, wow.
Guard!
And,
Ich würde nicht.
well, the guard comes up,
Freeze würde ich nicht.
but Switzerland are thinking about an aggressive move.
Freeze ist schlecht.
Nein, Guard ist scheiße, Jungs. Guard ist scheiße.
Switzerland line shot, are they not?
Freeze nicht.
Einfach hier drin.
Und hier, Guard.
Yeah, they are.
Nein.
Talking about a freeze here.
Kannst du?
Could just, if they don't want to peel the guard and kind of make a more aggressive call there, could come maybe just top 12. Quarter checked and behind the guard. That leaves no run back.
Neem hem nochmal.
Are they sitting 2 actually, Switzerland?
It's very, very hard to tell. I can only tell they're sitting 1.
They're just going to do the sensible thing here though. Peel the centre guard. Knowing that Norway has to make a move anyway. They might be left with a double or something on this last one. Reto Keller.
Just drawing another one on here now, hoping that if they get another freeze and maybe a mistake, they could keep both reds.
Eirik Mjøen has made some big shots this week in order for them to be in the 1-2 page. Just makes it so kind of sad, really, that he comes up short on that draw against 4. The broadcast games hasn't been the best for him, I guess.
No, quite tough, actually.
Game against Canada slipped away. Started off so good in the second end. The Norwegians looked like they could score 3 or 4 maybe. Reto Keller made a really nice roll, held them to 2, came up short, only got the 1. But if that draw was made in 5th, it'd be a completely different game. Keep in mind though, they weren't making a whole lot of shots to the other players on the team in that end. Shouldn't really be left with a draw against 4, although they knew what they were doing. Trusted the fact that we were going to make the draw. Sometimes you just don't make it.
Yeah, and sometimes it's
Good center piece.
really hard not making it. And Switzerland now switching tactics. They're going to guard this. Still going to be very difficult for Norway to score 2 if Reto Keller puts up this guard. I think if Norway hits the top red, they're still only going to sit 1. The way they're lined up.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's an easy shot to score 2 without the guard being up here. I'll have to take another look. So easy to have a look over at the women's game as well when we're watching this. Now, those reds are dead angle down to the shot stone. Question is, how do you move this second yellow? To be honest, that guard didn't really do much.
So he's saying there is a double.
On the yellows?
Is there really?
I was thinking about the slash double and then I saw the angles and whoa, that's pretty thin.
Well, it's the only way you're going to score 2, probably.
Right. Off and away, Eirik Mjøen. Super thin double, but this one's out there. And I guess we're not hitting anything. That's going to be a steal of at least 1. Might be second shot that closest red.
Nope. Steal of 1. Switzerland are going to lead the game 1-7, and I wonder if it was just all the air kind of came out of Eirik Mjøen when he missed in the previous end.
Yeah, it's tough to come back from that. You know the game's pretty much slipped away. Maybe just, well...
And they still need to play 2 more ends.
Well, it's kind of tough. The other guys on the team have at least 1 year left. And they can chase for medals later on. Eirik Mjøen, this is his last season as a junior. He did pick up the bronze medal in 2011, but he was alternate back then, didn't play a game. It's always a bit different to take a medal as playing. You don't feel like the medal is completely yours when you're alternate, I believe. Haven't been alternate myself, but I could just imagine.
Yeah, and while you imagine, Bellavrano wrecks on a guard. And it's looking really tough for Sweden. Korea sitting 2 on the 4-foot. They're just going to guard this and leave a tricky shot for the Swedish girls to score. they've been looking well in control basically every single end, the Koreans, not leaving Sweden much at all.
I was kind of cheering for the Swedes. Although being Norwegian,
it's just because you struggle saying the Korean names in the final.
No, just they're just so young and lively, and they're playing well, aggressive. Last game we saw them played really well.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job calling the game. They're aggressive, but they don't, at the same time, they tend not to take too much risks. I think it's been good seeing them play. And it's not over yet, even though it's looking a lot like Korea is a stronger team over there.
Right, so our semi-final here between Norway and Switzerland, looking like a landslide win for the Swiss. Can they repeat what Peter de Cruz and Benoit Schwartz, Dominic Marquis, Valentin Tanner and Roger Gilka did back 4 years ago here in Flims in the Waldhaus Arena? They won the gold, beating Scotland in the final. If they win here, they play Scotland as well. Pretty much a repeat of the finals. Obviously, two different teams. And surely the team that won the gold, Peter de Cruz, have gone on to be one of the most promising teams in the world. Really young, and they've won a few World Curling Tour events. They might even qualify for the Worlds. The Swiss Championships are on as we speak. While Scott Andrews was second for Ali Fraser. I got the silver here 4 years ago. He's a known name for most curling fans. Played second in Sochi just not too long ago, scoring a silver medal there as well. So it's definitely a big step to be playing in the playoffs here in the World Juniors. A lot of these players might take the next step up to in men's play, and there'll be no surprise if they maybe make it to the big stage in a few years.
Yeah, and I believe we're just going to check in on Sweden and Bellavrano. It's a triple attempt to maybe score two, even the game up, and nothing from the sweepers.
No, so close.
Actually leaves the yellow shot stone, giving up a steal of one. Korea will have a 5-2 lead after 6 ends over there.
Swedish fans are cheering them on though. Haven't really heard too much from the Norwegian fans. Seems like they're just as deflated as the players are. Consolation for the Norwegians, as the Norwegian team that was here 4 years ago didn't even make the playoffs. Lost a tiebreaker to Jake Walker from Canada.
Norway just trying to generate something here. It's sure a lot of yellows.
Finds a pocket between the yellows. But they're going to have to do a lot to bring it into play. It's got to be so tough though to be ranked 1 in round robin stages and then lose the 1-2 page, lose the semi, be bumped down to the semi-final.
Yeah,
sorry,
really
bronze
need
final.
to regroup. And it's a bit of the opposite for the Swiss. They're just having the wind in their backs, basically coming from tiebreakers to beating Canada, and well, I'm pretty confident that they're going to get the win here as well, make it all the way into the final. They're sure going to have a lot of energy when they come into that game.
Yeah, certainly the better way to progress. Feels a little bit better.
Yeah, they did lose to Scotland 8-6 in the round robin, but they also lost to Norway, and it doesn't really look like that's going to happen again.
I remember last year in Sochi, though, Matt Dunstan, the 5th for Braden Calvert here this year, was in the 1-2 page, ranked 2nd behind Kyle Smith. Lost the 1-2 page, then the semi-final against Russia, but went into the bronze final game with a positive attitude, won the medal, and don't think they've regretted that. So whatever happens here, if Norway can't pull this off, you need to regroup and focus on that game.
Yeah, and that red was kind of always going to stick around, but Lee's unlocks it. Still sitting short stone.
Well, let's see now. If Norway can score 2, it'll be 7-3.
Then steal 2.
And steal 2.
And steal 1
still
and
1 and still 1 in extra. Seems a bit far-fetched.
Well, if they can score 3 and then steal and steal and steal and steal.
Yeah. I have to just score 8 in the next end. I mean, yeah, looking tough.
Well, taps it back. Sits in quite a nice position. But the yellow one is shot. There's not a massive amount of separation between the reds. Could maybe get both moving here.
Whoa!
Only punches the red one further in behind the yellow, actually.
Skal vi dytte den helt ut, eller? Skal vi dytte den helt ut? Hæ? Ja, men da dytter vi den bare ut, da. Gjør sånn 15, eller vant hvis du vil.
15.
Vant.
Vant.
Ja. Han! Ja! Han! Han! Kom igjen. Har. Helt ut. Kjør. Skjøtte. Oh.
And a nice roll. Switzerland just going to go for the wide red. Figured that Norway's going to need to make a move on their shot stone. And they're maybe going to be able to get a double with their last.
Whoa, whoa. It's okay.
Hva med den der da? Ta på den hakken ned dit, så blir liggende der.
Not a lot of stones in play between Korea and Sweden in the 7th end.
Den går dit, den går dit.
Looks like might just be a blank over there. Sweden having the last stone advantage.
Ja, ok.
Well, actually, Korea is lying too, I think. So they're going to have to work a wee bit to make that happen, actually.
And trying to generate a double over there, as I believe Norway is playing the freeze to the back yellow. They were talking about tapping somehow to maybe find a way to keep both the reds around.
Hard på linje. Ok, hard da. Jobbe gutta. Hard. Kjør. En linje er bra. Kjør nå! Kom igjen! Hard! Kom igjen! Kom igjen nå!
Just a little shy and wait with this one too. It's in the rings, but if Switzerland makes this short run, they should be lying at least 2.
Yeah, maybe even 3.
Nej, innen hit. Innen hit. Bosse.
Ok.
Nej.
Could be a tough break for Norway.
Now. Even nu.
7 wins, 2 losses round robin. Last time that happened for Norway, Thomas Løvold skipped the team. He was alternate at the Olympics in Vancouver for Team Ulstrud. Came on to play a few worlds, took a silver in Cortina at the World Championships, substituting, subbing for Ulstrud at the time. As we see Switzerland lying 3.
I think Norway's going to need to play the triple for 2 if it's available.
What I was going to say is when they went 7-2, they ended up in 4th place. Which
Are you jinxing your fellow countrymen here?
I wasn't trying to. That's just a piece of history. Although I don't think they were 1-2. 4 teams finished at 7-2 that year.
No, that's an unbelievable result.
I know. 4 teams at 7-2, 5 team at 4 wins. That's pretty crazy. So obviously more even now.
Yeah, and you and I did the math, Sander, and figured out they're going to need to take 3 to have somewhat of a realistic chance even in the game, and this is a draw for 1. At least maybe a chance to kind of get back the draw that he missed in the 5th end.
Yeah, exact same spot. Coming now here. In turn draw. Where he left it short, just nibbled the rings, giving up that steal of 4, looking better this time. Now sweeper's backing off it. Don't want to back off too far, and that's not a good sign. Where's this going to end up? Is it heavy now? Schwaller on the sweep, it goes straight past. It's a steal of 3 for Switzerland, it seems. And they move to a 10-1 lead. And Norway has to play 1 in more. It's the rules, playoff rules. You have to play 8 ends before you can concede.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not in a lot of sports that you are allowed to give up when you feel like you don't have the game anymore. But this is just harsh. You know that you've lost pretty much and you keep to play, just humiliating. But we're going to look at the women's game again. This time Bella Vrano attempting to blank the 7th end.
Yeah, is it lying outside that second yellow?
Yes, I believe so.
There's 2 wheels on the wing here. See what she does. Hits and rolls out. Clearly out that second yellow. It's going to be a blank end. Sweden retains hammer, but they're 3 down. Korea with a 5-2 lead.
And we are in the 8th end men's semi-final. The winner are going to move on to play Scotland in the gold medal game. And doesn't really look like anything could stop Yannick Schwallen and his Swiss team.
I wouldn't blame Norway for just running their stones through here, actually, to finish the end in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's so hard to be out there and place your stones and try and keep a positive team atmosphere when you all know that it's
There we
lost.
go. Show started. Spinorama, not the Jeff Stoughton way, but
Spinning the stone at least.
yeah, a little bit of the disco curling from Gauten Epstad. Seems to have made the shot though, so you can't blame him.
No, that's also a way to put up the corner guard.
Remember, there was a bit of a landslide win in Östersund in the final. Brendan Botcher beating Rasmus Verano, and the Swedish boys were fooling around in that last end. I think it was Skip who just kicked out with a hack and held the stone all the way over the sheet and let go when he reached the button. Clearly not allowed, but just showing off in front of Swedish fans on home soil.
Yeah, look how long I can slide. It's a great show off. And we're starting to also see some smiles on the faces of the Swiss boys. They know that this is all over and done with. They're going to be in the gold medal game. But they're still not really allowed to celebrate. And that's a really, really great setup by Nepstad.
Nice. Nice shot there, nice draw. The last game I remember to finish 10-1 was just at the Briar, about, I think, yesterday. New Brunswick playing Alberta, and it was Kevin Cooey winning 10-1 there, and that was great. Grattan of New Brunswick skipping the team lead for that team. Josh Barry, who was alternate for Matt Dunstan in Sochi last year, so he probably knows how it feels. Gave up a steal of 5. Gonna be tough. Good luck to you, Josh Barry, if you're watching. I'm gonna be watching you at the Briar.
Yep, and the Yannick Schwaller can just watch the stones come down in the 8th end, leading this game 10-1 over top-ranked Norway after the round robin.
And now we're going to see something a bit silly. They're going to hit their own stone here. You can't blame them. You can't call it unsportsmanlike. I think you always, you're supposed to try and win, but it is pretty much over and done with here.
Nej, du är det. Slå.
Doe een lekker.
Nee, wat weet je nou lekker? Ja. She's so far.
Hva er tidligere? Bakhåndfart.
Du bare kjører den igjennom, Markus.
Dra på tidligere, eller?
Igjennom, men...
Faen, dra på tidligere, ass.
So I'm pretty sure that this game's going to be finished when this end's over. They've played 8 ends then, and yeah, they're allowed to shake hands. What we are going to do is try and angle our cameras over to sheet A, where Sweden is playing Korea. Although we won't get the best production value, I hope people will appreciate the fact that we're gonna be showing you the last few ends over there. I'd say it's better than nothing. Better than watching the line scores online. But just want to wrap up this game here.
Not that many stones left now, both teams just kind of waiting on this end to be finished. So what do you think Norway is going to need to do to regroup and play for the bronze tomorrow?
Well, I think they've already are on their way to regrouping. That's it's maybe better losing 10-1 than losing on like the last shot of an extra end. So much more devastating knowing you were maybe 2 inches off a win. Makes it so much harder, but I think the guys are already thinking about that bronze game, and it's going to be a lot easier to get over this game, considering how it panned out, or has panned out. But yeah, no, you just have to realise that it's a great opportunity to medal. None of these guys has medalled before, except for the skipper here, but that was only as an alternate back in 2011, so I think they're going to be still pretty keen on playing that bronze final, and they're playing Canada, so always a bit of extra motivation playing the Canadians, I think.
And trying to come round that. There's a smile from the sweepers because they should have swept it. And final stone for Reto Keller. It's going to pick this clean. Swiss boys did a nice job of keeping their focus all the way through the 8th end.
Yeah, they've done a good job, and I think this is going to be the last shot of the game for Eirik Mjøen, skip of Norway. Could have been so much different if he came up a couple of feet heavier with his draw in the 5th end, gave up a steal of 4, and that was pretty much done at that point. Looking to put this on the lid here, just to finish off on a good note. Seems like they have the weight down here at least. Norway scores 1, but that's not going to be enough. Switzerland is in the final, and young Schwaller is going to do what his dad, Christoph Schwaller, couldn't do back in 1988, and that's make a final. His dad lost a bronze final against Norwegian Thomas Ulsrud. The Swiss here has a chance to repeat the victory that Peter de Cruz had 4 years ago in the very same arena, namely this Waldhaus Arena.
Yeah, it's just Well, it's great to see the Swiss boys so happy, and so are the fans. I'm going to go down and have a little talk with Yannick Schwaller, see what he says, and we're also going to angle the camera onto the game between Sweden and Korea.
Yeah, don't leave. We have a few things left, Sarah mentioned. Highlights, interview, and...
I thought we were taping the interview during. Let's find out. I will leave you, but I think you're going to be okay, Sander.
That's fine. So just repeating, we're going to watch this game, and then after we get some highlights and the interview with Yannick Schwaller from our future game, which was the men's semi-final between Norway and Switzerland. Switzerland ended up running away after a steal of 4 in the 5th in, winning the game 10 shots to 2. We've just angled our cameras over to the women's semi-final. I'm afraid this is as good as it gets here. Just figured you would want to watch these last couple of ends. So we don't have any microphones on the players, but we do have a bit of arena sound. So what the score is here is Korea is leading the game 5 shots to 2 over Sweden. Currently in the 8th end here. Couple of guards in play. Sweden lying here. Shots don't back of the 8 foot. In behind this long yellow guard. And Skip Kim seems like she's called a soft takeout weight here, trying to come around, tap this one out. If she can't do that, Isabella Verano will have 1 more stone and can potentially score 2. Calling this one heavy, the sweepers backing off it. Vice Skip saying no. Will it curl enough though to catch a piece of the red? Doesn't look like it. And this one is going to go right past, leaving a draw for 2. Isabella Verano lines up. And there is a bit of a crowd just behind me here, scattering away after Switzerland won their game. So if you're picking up along with chatter, that's what's going on. People discussing heavily the landslide win the Swiss boys hand over Norway. Draw coming down here, closing in to the hog line. Sweepers looking happy, just cleaning this one. And this is looking like a score of 2 for Sweden. Is going to tighten up the score. Korea still leads though, 5 shots to 4. As we head into the 9th end. A lot closer, this women's semi-final. Swedish crowd is going. We've been here all week. Doing a good job, chanting away. So we're in the 9th end here. Korea, Sweden. Sweden to kick off here. You'd expect them to maybe put at least 1 centre guard in play. Really have to utilise a free guard zone here, put stones in play and make sure they have a chance to, if not score, at least make Korea score the 1. Again, Korea leading the game, 5 shots to 4 here with Hammer in the 9th end. So one centre guard in play. Korea comes around. Now looking to come around here, maybe sliding off the yellow one. Flops in behind the guard, pretty nice. Keeps the yellow one around though. Seems to have taken a bit of a cautious approach. Thought you might have seen them put up 2 centre guards and really make sure their stone's in play, but that's a good start anyway. I'm going to be rejoined by Sara Karlsson. Just did a little bit of an interview with Yannick Schwaller. You'll get to see that after the game here. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's such a joy to just see the face of Yannick Schwaller. It's one of the biggest smiles I've ever seen. And well deserved. They've done a really good job to get into the final game. And I guess we're going to find out who else is going to go into a final game. So Sweden will remove the yellow shot stone, roll off, still sitting 1 even though it's quite high up in the rings.
So Korea lost the 1-2 page against Canada. Sweden won their 3-4 page against Russia. We might get a repeat of the final on the women's side too. Already have Scotland and Switzerland, the men's side, just like we had 4 years ago here in Flims. But also 4 years ago we had Rachel Homan playing Anna Hasselberg from Sweden in the final. We could have the same again. Sweden, Canada.
Yeah, just something about Flims. Quite a nice guard goes back up. I think it'd be quite good for Sweden if they could force one here. Try and score 2 again in the 10th end and force the game into an extra. Putting the guard back up on.
Sweepers seemingly happy with the weight.
Yep, just do not want to allow Korea blanking this end. I think if they're 1-up, also with hammer, chances of them getting to that final spot will be looking pretty good.
Makes a nice peel here. Is that back yellow in the house?
I'm not sure.
I think it might be. It seemed like the Swedes were a bit unhappy by not being able to sweep it out earlier. Again, hard to look at from this angle. And the house they're playing in on now is pretty much in the quite opposite of where we're sitting. We're in the opposite corner of the Waldhouse Arena. Team sweep here to make this one cross the hog line. Easily over. But wants to bring it a little bit closer. Finish it off. Make sure they cover the shot stone here. Good effort, and Korea's just going to take it off again. Did you pick up what Isabel was saying there?
Yeah, they're going to play the tap. I think the reason was they are quite happy to leave the blank. I'm not 100% sure what she actually meant. The only thing I did really understand was that they don't want to lose 2. They would rather have the blank and be down by 1 without hammer than having to take 3.
I can see that. I can see that though, but I don't think the blank here is a good option for the Swedes.
No, I think they still have quite a good chance of forcing Korea to 1. If they can just keep 2 around, they could even...
Tap here, well, doesn't make it. What? For me, why not just play the center guard again?
Yeah, that would make sense to me as well.
You'd probably see Korea take it off, and then you can choose if you want to make a hit on the back yellow, lie 2. You're probably forcing Korea to take their 1, or maybe then make the tap on their second shot. But there's not a lot of separation here.
No, it should be a pretty straightforward double for Kim.
Yeah, and if they are well, it all depends on that back one though, if that's in. Because if she makes this double, she might be lying 2. But even if she's not lying 2, makes a double here, she'll get the blank. So good situation for Korea now. Just needs to make this shot. Doesn't quite make it, does she? Well, it just spins it off.
But maybe that was the back yellow isn't out, and that's why they tapped, because they would rather give a blank than guard and then have Korea come around and take 2 that way.
Yeah, well, I see that, but even if they come around and don't make that shot, you tap, lie 2. Come deep, you freeze, you force a draw for 1.
Yeah, exactly.
If anything, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out if that back one is in or not.
Yeah, we'll see. Playing a hit on the top yellow here, that's for sure. Isabel Lavrano. You'd think maybe she would play the slash double here if that was in the back yellow.
Yeah, perhaps.
And this one rolls. Yeah, it's just going to nibble the rings. I'm guessing it's out. Seems like Korea is playing for LeBlanc here. So I guess that's what she was saying. Rather play the top, given the double and the blank, then guarding, let them come around and give up two. Although I think the centre guard would have been worth the risk though.
Makes the blank, also avoids the jam, and they're just kicking the back yellow away, so that wasn't counting. This means it'll still be the score 5-4. 1 point lead for Korea, and they will also have hammer in the 10th end. It's definitely Korea in the driving seat. They could be going to the final against Canada.
Well, Sweden has been able to pick up a few steals so far in the championship. In the round robin, they picked up 11 steals, second most after Switzerland with 12. Stolen ends, 15 points total. Korea has given up a steal 7 times.
Yeah, but remember, Korea can even give up a steal of 1. It would still give them an extra end where they would have the last zone advantage.
Yeah, always nice to have that 1 point lead. Surely want to try and win it here, but maybe just puts a little less pressure on the skip when she's up there to play her last shot, knowing if she misses it, they'll have the extra end. Might make it easier to actually make the shot.
Yeah, and if there's ever a shot where you could just see half or a bit, you know that it's enough to just pick it out. You don't need to worry about sticking your shooter anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that first guard comes maybe not deep enough. You want 2 centre guards for Sweden, and could be hard putting up another one there without leaving a double. Korea not electing the tick shot here, just comes around, finds a really nice spot for it. Top 8, you don't really want to come any deeper than that, because that Yellowstone is really blocking the way into the forfeit for Sweden. It's hard to come around that one without being back 4. And freezing it doesn't necessarily do you a whole lot either. I guess the guard is called again here.
Yeah, and just another guard and a high one. That first one is a bit halfway. It's not really close to the rings, not really far away either, and that of course makes it harder to have good separation. Ooh, and this is long.
Yeah, just being a bit safe here. Found the shoe back first one also. Didn't dare to throw deep enough. The second one doesn't dare to throw it short enough. That should be a pretty easy double peel for Korea.
If they're lucky, they're angled onto the yellow one in the house.
Could be. See, the top one's slightly closer to the center line, meaning Korea will have to hit the board side of it. Might drag the second red onto the yellow. It's kind of hard to see from here. Korea's going to draw around again. Don't want to be deep here. Don't want to leave Sweden something to freeze onto. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, rubs off her own, but still has both of them quite way in front of the tee line. And I think they're playing the hit and roll. I wouldn't mind seeing them just tapping this back, leaving the yellows in play, making sure that they have a couple of catchers.
Don't know why they're playing that hard.
No, surely with just a back 4, back 8 weight, that will set them up in a better position.
Yeah, and you just need to keep those stones around.
And if the guards were ever angled back on the yellow, I doubt that they're going to be so now. Then again, I can't really
or maybe
see
they
how
are
that-
now,
maybe
and
are
they
now.
weren't before.
Okay, so that was the plan all along.
Korea seems to be playing a hit on the stone in the house here.
Well, I believe it's wide open.
I was able to roll to the wing too. That's pretty nice. Bit of a saver.
Still leaving those 2 guards. Those Sweden can come around now.
Don't know why they're opting for this hit and roll.
No, it's just
Again.
you can lose 8 points in this end. It doesn't matter. The only thing that really matters is where you keep your own stones. Give yourself an opportunity and the possibility to steal.
Yeah, I'm not getting this call. I could get maybe moving the yellow one back and sliding off, but playing the hit and roll here,
So much more difficult than just playing the draw.
yeah, more difficult. And again, it's going to leave you less opportunities to make anything happen. You want those yellow stones around. Pretty much, more or less every opponent's stone in play is your friend at this moment for Sweden. Makes this so much simpler for Korea. You can play the hit on the red one here. Remember, a few stones back to play the hit on this side, Sweden. If they just tap it back, there'll be a yellow one then behind this red. Might just force a mistake. No mistake this time. Hits and checks to the wing. Now the draw from Sweden. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen when Korea plays a blast on those top reds. First of 3rd stones here for Jenny Wallin.
And she's also up sweeping now. Oh, they... well... You're just getting mumbles out of me now. I'm not really sure what I think about this.
Well, they've changed the angles on the guard somehow.
Yeah, also made the double easier. But now it might jam on the wide yellow, but then again...
It's just a big guess, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just all the way from here. It's pretty difficult.
Well, I think I imagine it makes it more interesting for the viewers now, because they can't, they won't know either. So it's all more of a guess. Well, you just have to cross your fingers and see what happens.
I don't like it when I just have to wait and see. Sun Young is out of the hack.
Yeah, patience is a virtue, Sarah.
Well, it's one that I don't have.
Oh.
Ooh. Well,
Yeah, it only takes off one here. It leaves the guard for Sweden. Need to make this draw now. And he needs to make it good too. This might just be the draw they're going to have to guard throughout the end. So want this just biting the button really. But again, you need to be buried behind the guard. At least full 4 here for Sweden. Calling this 8, so that's just behind the T line. Or is it, does it mean top 8?
I'm not sure what kind of system they are using, but they are sweeping. And it's starting to come down now.
It's definitely not heavy, but it's not a bad draw. Just nibbles the forfeit. Should be pretty well tucked behind the guard here. But again, it's not. You'd like to have an even better shot to be guarding. But let's say Korea takes off the centre guard. You guard again. You do that for a few times. You can't come in with a second red and try and lie to.
Yeah, or just put the guard, even if they clip the guard, just put the guard on the centre line, maybe leave the shot stone open. If Korea then goes for the shot stone, you can draw a better one in there.
Let's see where this one ends up. Ooh, just enough to take that one off and spills the yellows.
There's a lot of ooze going on from me and you right now.
I think she spilled all of them, and that makes it, that makes it easier for Sweden. Because Korea's going to have to, maybe not stick around, but, well, I guess it maybe not doesn't mean a whole lot, actually.
Well, just trying to make it interesting here.
Yeah. I'm just excited. It's, mind goes wary when things get exciting. Yeah, just remember, Korea has a 1 point lead here. We're in the 10th end. Korea also has the last stone, so Sweden needs to steal one for the extra, or obviously two to win the game if they want. I guess they want, but it's going to be hard. They have a shot stone though. We're going to put the guard on it. Doesn't quite curl enough, but I'd expect Korea to maybe take off on the tightest guard and spin back into the house.
All the options is making me dizzy.
Or are they going for a shot stone here?
I think they are.
It's kind of hard to see how much they can see of this one. Maybe half. Or has he... maybe she's changed her mind. They're going to take a timeout here.
Yep.
And that's going to bring... Well, you say the name, Sarah.
Kim.
Yeah, Kim.
Kyung-suk.
Kyung-suk. Kim.
I'm not sure, I just made that up, but I think having practiced my Korean all week, I think I'm pretty close.
Right, so anyway, sorry if we're mispronouncing names here. I'm pretty sure we are. But I remember when I was in the Olympics, trying to teach my Chinese commentators next to me how to say the Norwegian names. After about 15 tries, I said, okay, that's good enough. They weren't close.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the big Korean's been saying to me when I've been practicing down there, so now I know what that means.
Right, so just waiting for the coach to come out here. Can't really hear them, although it wouldn't really have mattered to us anyway. I'll just have to see their body language, where they point. Time out for Korea.
We might not be able to see them at all.
Yeah, there's just walked up on the barrier here. They have about 10 minutes left on the clock, the Koreans, with 2 shots to go. So it shouldn't be a problem. Sweden has a good 8 minutes to play their shot, so it's been a quick game. Here we see them chatting away. Only have the 1 minute though with their coach. Well, I guess there's only 2 options here, right? Take the center guard off or take the shot stone off. And
I would agree.
And seeing how that shot stone, it's not the best one.
They are electing to hit it though.
Yeah, well, it's hard to see how. Well, I guess it should be okay. It shouldn't be too hard to take off the center guard, although there is a few jam possibilities. But if they take off this one, the shot stone, It's going to leave the guard, and it's going to leave a chance for Sweden to maybe make an even better draw. But again, that draw is going to be a little bit off the center line, so we'll leave the 1 foot for Korea, I believe. Again, Korea has a 1 point lead here, so if they take this one off, Sweden pretty much has to bury their shot. Coming down here, halfway, sweeping it, backing off it, should be pretty close. Oh, it's going to be tight to the guard. She is, rolls to the side. And only one stone left for Sweden.
Yeah, better make it count.
Needs to find cover here. Anywhere in the open, Korea can just play the hit, pick it off.
Yeah, they don't need to score. They just need to make sure that Sweden doesn't.
Isabella coming out here. She's just let go. Sweepers not panicky yet. Sweeping it though. Switching. A little bit off it. On and off. Line seems okay. Where are we here? Past the guard for sure. About T-line weight it seems. It's a shot, that's for sure. But how buried is it? It seems to be a bit in the open. Maybe not.
I think Kim has pretty much the same shot once again.
Right, so this again, this is the semi-final of the women's competition. Winner here will play Canada in the final, and the loser will be bumped down to the bronze final. Playing
Russia.
shot coming down here now. Oh, they're not sweeping it, but I think it's pretty close though. Now cleaning it a wee bit. I think this shot is made, and we're going to have Korea in the final of the World Junior Curling Championships here 2014. Flims, Switzerland, Korea, Canada in the final. Sweden, Russia in the bronze final. We just saw Norway lose out to Switzerland in the men's semi-final, so for the men's we'll have Scotland, Switzerland, and the gold medal game. Bronze medal game is between Norway and Canada.
Exactly.
Yep. This is the men's playoffs, and now we're going to have a look at the highlights from our men's semi-final. Second end after the first being blanked. It was a big messy end, lots of stones in play for Norway. Had a chance of scoring maybe 3 or 4. Veto Keller, fourth for Switzerland, made a really nice roll to deny that happening, but Erik Mjøen was left a draw for 2, comes up short, only scoring 1. Bit of a scare for the Swiss, but gets away with it as we head into the third end. Only 1 stone in the house here, it's yellow, and Veto Keller here has a pretty easy draw to score 2, no problems there, enters the forfeit, and Switzerland takes the lead. In the fifth end, after fourth being blanked, it's Erik Mjøen facing 4 Swiss counters. Has to make this one count, but will not. Team sweep is not good enough, only nibbling the rings, giving up a big steal of 4 to really kill off the game for the Norwegians. So after the halftime break in the sixth end, Eirik Mjøen tries a pretty much impossible slash to score 2. He freshes it. It's another steal for the Swiss. And again, in the seventh end, Eirik Mjøen left a draw against 3. This time though, not coming up shy, but rather heavy. And Switzerland with a 10 shots to 1 lead. The eighth end was a bit silly. The Norwegians knew they lost. There was a bit of stones going around, peeling off their own stones. Not really caring, obviously, but does finish off with a nice drop to the net, almost a forfeit. Scores 1, but 10-2 victory for Switzerland. And then we're going to have the interview with Yannick Schwaller, winning skip of Switzerland.
You just made the final. Tell me about your thoughts right now.
It's awesome. It's just great. The feeling is, it's great. It's really crazy to be here and in Switzerland, to play for this country. I can't say that. It's crazy.
That was a huge win against Norway. How did you make that happen?
Our game is simple. We played good the last 5 matches, and we always was better from game to game.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey for you. You came through tiebreakers and then beat Canada in the 3-4 game. How much of a boost was that for you in this game?
It's really hard to play so much games in this time, but we do that already, and yeah.
So now, how are you gonna get ready for that final game?
We want this title, the championship, and yeah.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Yannick Schwaller will play the final against Scotland tomorrow, 1 o'clock local time, while the women will play their final at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. It is Korea, as we just saw, beating Sweden to play Canada. So, sorry, that's Korea in the final against Canada, not Sweden. Canada will have a chance to win their first women's title at the juniors since 2003, while Korea has their chance to win their first gold ever. Here is the corrected women's playoffs stages, as we see Canada playing Korea, Sweden, Russia. So join us tomorrow for 2 really exciting games, the finals of the World Junior Curling Championships 2014, 9 o'clock women's final, 9 o'clock women's final, 1 o'clock men's final. Join us then. Thank you.